The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On July 16th and 17th, the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to Cincinnati, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, over $14,000 in cash prizes, at least 18 players qualify for the Charlotte Invitational at the end of the year. Live coverage all day courtesy of SCG Live, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join StarCityGames.com in Cincinnati, and we'll see you there.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Magic Show. This week we're basking in the glory of M12. Yes, our new core set is here. Garrick, Primal Hunter, is shaping up to be one hell of a Planeswalker, and your metagame is prepared to fire off in new directions. Let's go. So our new core set is upon us, and boy is it sweet. First up, we have to talk about Garrick, Primal Hunter. Yes, it practically turned into a drinking game to see the amount of fake Garrick spoilers as they piled up, but eventually the real Slim Shady showed up, and he is fan-freaking-tastic. You thought the new Chandra was good? You ain't seen nothing yet. With a +1 that makes a 3/3, I repeat, his +1 is a 3/3. That's not too shabby. Now, who else is like that? Well, hi, Elspeth Knight Errant. You're sure to find a format and seen plenty of legacy play, right? But that mana cost, that's where he makes you second-guess yourself. I mean, 5-mana Planeswalkers are bad, right? I mean, but you do realize that 5 mana in green is basically 4. You know, running a playset of Birds of Paradise and Llanowar Elves will give you plenty of turn 4 Garrick action on a consistent basis, and that is good times. And how about that second ability? Wizards has certainly juiced the card advantage in green cards in M12, and Hunter's Insight working fantastically with the new hexproof creatures, and here's Garrick with just the right wording so you don't get hosed. With such a ubiquitous wording, you'll never have to target a creature to draw cards off of it, meaning you don't get blown out by removal spells, and you can also draw from your Shroud creatures you control. A bit fringe, but you know, it's nice. Regardless, his ultimate is just a Timmy Paradise, a massive worms with which to beat your opponent senseless. But Planeswalkers are not defined by their ultimates. They are defined by their ability to impact the game immediately and help you win it. Garrick does both in spades, with Harmonize/Tidings wrapped in an ability while also protecting himself and not having to -1 for a 3/3 like his original version. My thoughts? They don't put a Planeswalker on sleeves for nothing. Garrick was engineered to be awesome, and awesome he is. While it may take the removal of Zendikar block and its Splinter Twin/Valakut metagame before he shines the brightest, for me he is the best Planeswalker in M12, and it is not close. Well done, Watsy. Moving on, Adaptive Automaton, aka a Lord for all seasons, as it were, to make a wonderfully obscure film reference, is like the hammer for all the nails in your tribal library. You need a Squirrel Lord? He's in there. Looking for another Illusion Lord to sit next to the super sweet Lord of the Unreal? Got you covered. Now this guy is just a perfect design who fills the hearts of tribal players everywhere with joy. Love elves, goblins, dragons, turtles? Yes, we have a turtle lord. High five, Internet. Next is Skin Shifter, a really, really good creature, guys. He replaces Fauna Shaman as your go-to sexy green rare of the set, and you know they wouldn't take away Miss Survival if you're nasty for just any rare. Skin Shifter is expected to be bashing face soon and with a quickness. Now remember, that 4/4 he turns into has Trample, no chump blocking for you, and is big enough to run over the Overgrown Battlements and Wall of Omens of the world. If you're ready to invest in some beatdown, grab you a set of these guys. Next, Goblin Grenade. Seriously, Goblin Grenade is awesome. This card is what you want to be doing, throwing goblins at your opponent's face, dealing a whopping 5 damage, making the red deck have a new goblin-fueled angle that is just as scary as the straightforward burn your face and finish you with the Grim Lavamancer and Koth plan. So when you finally shut down your opponent's goblin guy with a 3/3 or better, that may be exactly what your opponent wanted to happen. But look who popped up there, Suture Ghoul. I mean, I hope there are no doubters at this point. Now, Innistrad is graveyard-based, and it's cards like these and the reprinted Zombie Infestation that make those blocks awesome. Normally, this guy is reanimated and then given haste in some form or fashion, like with the Scourge Common Dragon Breath. Mill your library, make some huge/huge, and then put it on the battlefield, and Dragon Breath does the rest. We'll see if there's a similar combo popping up in Innistrad. Now, next to Suture Ghoul on the list is Saurons Vengeance. Now, that's a friggin' picture right there, folks. Bloody sword coming right at you. Damn. Also, how about that 10-point drain life for 7, folks? Look, I know we still have Corrupt in the format for a short time, but the beauty and elegance of Saurons Vengeance combined with Sorin Markov is not to be dismissed. But how about that Smallpox? Oh, hell yeah. This spell is awesome, and the ability to manipulate this spell to do just what you want it to do is fantastic. And it signals, yet again, that Wizards may want Mono Black Control to be a thing. Mono Black Control is a deck that time and time again people want to happen. A deck that hasn't really seen play since Kakusho, Persecute, and Deathcloud were all in the same deck. And before that, it had Cabal Coffers, Tainted Pact, Chainer's Edict, and more. Basically, you have to really juice the black spells to make that deck work, and where's the card advantage? Remember those cards from Innistrad I spoke of last week? There was one I didn't list, in Bloodgift Demon. This 5-mana 4/4 flyer is a Phyrexian Arena on a stick, but Phyrexian Arena was a very powerful turn 3 play and often crucial to getting the card advantage happening ASAP. Will this flyer be enough? This creature existing also lowers the likelihood that one of Liliana's new Planeswalker abilities will be minus or plus 1, lose 1 life, and draw a card, which many hoped it would be. Anyway, back to M12. Can you say Mana Barbs? I knew you could. You play in red, you should remember that this card exists. Blue-white controls Bane. This card does wicked unfair things wicked fast. For you red mages, you're welcome. More sick reprints? Distress is another awesome black spell that is welcome in any control deck. Ponder is also returning for those tired of writing 4X Preordain on deck registration sheets. You may now officially change this to 4X Ponder in the fall. You're welcome. Lastly, I want to cover the Throne, Scepter, and Crown artifact cycle. Firstly, I think that this is brilliant. I love leaving breadcrumbs for new players. You see this card? Well, it connects with this card, and these two cards make this card insane. You want to lead them down the path of putting cards and interactions together, and these cards are perfect at what the design team was trying to do. I think that this is a brilliant cycle, and those who try to live in Magical Christmas Land will have some serious fun with these guys. Also, you know that this cycle is just made for the bad beat stories, as someone gets crushed by the luck sack who gets all 3 and sealed, along with 2 copies of whichever piece they manage to destroy. Just awesome. So that's M12, everybody. Pre-releases are this weekend, so hit up your local game shop and get your gaming on. There's, of course, a lot more I didn't cover, but that's magic. We'll be back here next week with our new metagame, the decks, the strategies, and the power that will be barreling its way into Cincinnati as the Open Series rolls into town next weekend. And that's all I got, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and remember, until next time, Magic players, this is Evan Irwin, tapping the cards so you don't have to.
I always like the fatties.